So my trench is finally dug. I've done the little bit up I need to do at the other end, and all I need to do is just put a little bit of pipe work through the wall, 100mm pipe work that I can then act as a vent to thread the new pipe work through. So I'll quickly show you the ditch and what I've had to do at the other end to go underneath the boundary wall. But I'm pretty impressed with a nice straight ditch, nice and tidy. So the next thing will be to lay the new pipe work in and a tracer wire, and we'll do that in a bit. There's a waste pipe here which is just rainwater, and we'll go underneath that one and through into the main trench. And down here I've gone in about 1.5 foot, 2 foot under the wall, and hopefully somewhere near the meter, so the guys can dig up the other side and connect it. So we're at the other side of the wall now, and this is where the new supply pipe's going to come through. So our temporary fix of that little bit of 15mm coming off the old iron pipe will be soon gone, but it needs to stay in until the day that the new supply is connected. So I'm going to go into the right of it here, hopefully get a rough hole going through there, and then we will use a bit of 4-inch waste pipe, soil pipe, to give us a duct to feed the pipe through. So we'll do that now, and hopefully we can get a fairly clean hole, and we'll seal around it with some mortar. Having 2-foot stone walls makes things a little bit more difficult, but I think we can see light now, so it's just a case of working out what we can knock about just to get our 4-inch pipe through there. Okay, managed to loosen up even more bits, but still looking like it's not going to be quite big enough. So I've just gone and got the soil pipe and cut a piece off this, and actually it is quite wide to get through there. So I doubt this is going to get through quite yet. No. So slowly but surely we'll just have to keep chipping away. Right, that'll do, mate. That goes at least 3 or 4 inches beyond the other side. You can cut it off this end anyway to tidy it up. But that's nice and tidy, and what we could do, it's going to all be hidden under a floor anyway, but all this will we'll put some mortar in there and tidy all that up. This old supply will be coming out, and this old pipe will be being blocked off, so that'll give us a nice tidy finish. So we'll come through here. We need to insulate the pipe work as well, and once we're through, then we'll put an elbow on and a stopcock. Also, just been to get the final bits that we'll need, and this, I could only get this as a 50-metre roll, but it was only fractionally more than a 25-metre roll anyway. So that's the 25mm MDPE that will come through the wall, go all the way to the new point at the mains, and the guys will connect that up. And one important thing you have to do is, they've come with this cap on the end, on both ends anyway. I'm going to take that on to make sure it stays on, and if that isn't on the other end, then there's a charge and they have to clean the pipe and chlorinate it. So it's really important that we keep that, on there. And then on this end we can put the stop cock on the tap, and then I'm going to put an elbow on, because we're coming through at floor height. It's a bit easy, we haven't had to dig down inside here, but we'll put that on. So we've got an elbow coming up, and we'll make sure that the pipe is all insulated. Once it's come out, it'll go through one of these rubber grommets, and that will push inside. We'll just go straight inside the elbow there. Then once it comes through, it'll go straight into the stopcock, which is there. Sort of that tap, and we'll probably mount that onto the wall with some clips at the top, and then it will go into some 22mm copper. After that we'll have a straight kind of 22T, and I've got 15mm coming off there, and I've got a little draining tap I can put there. So it means if we're doing alterations in the house, we can turn off the stop tap, We can drain out anything that's left in the cold pipes in the house, and we know that then the pipes are completely empty. The thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up some mortar and some concrete and just kind of tidy up around that pipe where it comes through. And also I need to sort out where we're going to build the stud wall, lay some concrete down there as well. So after sorting all the bits yesterday and the pipe, I've now decided that I'm going to get a larger pipe diameter. I was measuring the flow rates inside, and even where it comes in kind of 3/4 inch, the old 3/4 inch pipe, it's still not great. So I thought I'd maximise what I can, and I've picked up a 32mm pipe. So it's a lot more heavy duty, a bit chunkier, and hopefully the flow rate then will be enough for the new hot water cylinder and the utility and the baths and the showers. So I'm only going to dig that ditch once, so I may as well get it right to start with. Also, this rubber grommet, which takes the 4-inch waste pipe down to the pipework, is a lot better fit on this thicker pipe, whereas before I would have had to seal around it. So that's a nice fit. What we do now is we'll go outside, we'll fit this one onto the other, on the external side of that ducting, and then we can thread it through. Then we'll slide our insulation on, and then we'll get to putting the fixings together. Put the grommet on the other end and also up on this end, but I need to take this one out to put the insulation in. There you go. Perfect. Lovely job. Okay, so once this is in place and it's all signed off, we'll get some concrete around there and make sure it's all tidy. So this has come with a little block in the end anyway, so we'll leave that in because obviously we want a clean connection the other end. I'm just going to stick a little bit of tape on there. Just going to stick a bit of tape on there as well, just in case. This could be more than a one-man job. There's got to be an easier way. Right, so I've finally pulled through the required length, plus probably a couple of meters spare the other end, just so they can get it to the right position. Push this out as much as possible to the wall, and we'll put that ceiling kind of cap in here as well, so that's sealed around. Then we'll concrete up all around here. So and leave myself a good bit extra here, because if we had to join on another bit, the fixings aren't cheap. Okay. So another day, it's absolutely belting it down outside, so there's leaks everywhere we're going to have to fix as well. That concrete is not quite gone off, but it should be enough that we can bend that pipe up and get that fixed to the wall, put the stopcock on. And I've also managed to find an adapter to take our new waste into that old clay pipe, just like a flexible adapter with a rubber gasket, and that's pushed in. Now all we've got to do is take our tracer cable through the wall here. I left a little hole, and then we'll cable tie it all the way to the road onto the pipe and leave an extra metre at the other end. So this is our tracer wire. Luckily our local plumbing merchants was able to sell it loose, because everywhere else wanted you to buy a 100-metre roll. And I've left this hole, so we'll thread through a bit so we can grab onto it the other side. Outside now, here's where it comes through the wall, and we'll go down and pick up that tracer wire from down there. And we'll pull it the full length, and we'll cable tie it along. Further along here I've put this bit of waste pipe here as a bit of conduit, and the reason for that is if eventually we come around to building a porch on the side of the house, it means if we dig the foundations, that pipe's already there, and keeps that water supply nice and safe. and then we go through the other end, go under a rainwater pipe that's coming away from the house, and straight out into the main trench. So the guy came out and checked it off last week, said he was happy for me to go in and fill this bit, and what I've done is just laid some sharp sand over this exposed section, and that just makes sure any sharp rocks and stuff don't affect the pipe, and I'll leave that little bit down there exposed so he can check that when he comes. So it sounds like it's all go out on the main road, the guy's digging up. So with all that work going on out there, it's certainly going to be worthwhile. These guys from Bristol Water, they have like an obligation, your water company, to replace any old metal pipework. And yes, you have to do your bit that's on the driveway or on your land, but they'll do all that, you know, the connections and everything free of charge out on the road. And it just makes sense, you know, if any of you've got really old properties and you have a lead or an iron pipe, I definitely recommend this. I mean, yes, we haven't seen the results of it yet, with regards to like the flow pressure, the flow rate and the pressure, but I can only imagine that it's going to be a lot better. So I definitely encourage you to get digging if you need to, and take advantage of the water company, you know, connecting it free of charge. So just turned the water on for the first time, and apart from a little accident with a push fit that wasn't quite pushed, it looks like the new system's all go. So it's just a temporary fix till the morning, really, to give us some water. Check the flow rate. I've had the toilet fill up already, so hopefully that's a good sign. Right, so here we go. Let's have a look in our old sink. Bit of air going through still. Oh yeah! So we're a week on now, and as well as all the other plumbing work, the new water supply is all up and running. And we, as I said in the videos beforehand, we opted to have the 32mm pipe rather than the 25. And it was only about £10 more for the pipe, so it made sense to do that. I ended up actually putting an elbow on first, so because when the floor goes in here it would have been a bit tight to have the stop block vertically, so I've turned the elbow, put it on here, and then we've also got a drain point just around the corner here as well when we need to drain down the system. And I've actually gone into the house as a 22mm pipe, so it does reduce down slightly, but it means that everything up until this wall, the flow rate is going to be as good as it can be. And I can't find any of the actual old iron pipe, but the hole on the inside of the pipe was down to about 15mm. So there's a piece of 15mm copper for comparison, and here is the new diameter pipe. So you can see there that our flow rate coming into the house is, you know, what's that, probably about 4 times or more the volume of water can get through, which means less resistance and better flow rate. So we've got that coming all the way through here, and really happy with how it turned out. Cost of materials is really, really low, and the reward, you know, for your labour really is really high for this one. So they're the sort of jobs we love. The pipe work, we only needed about 12 to 13 metres. The reel was 25 metres and cost £45. Then we had to get that cable, just that tracer wire, and that was a few quid as well. And that just ties onto both ends of the length of pipe, so that if we ever need to track where that pipe is, it can be detected with one of the probes. Parts here, probably about £10–15 worth of parts, I guess, and the adapter. So it's definitely under £100 for the whole thing. Everything outside was done by hand. Of course you could get a mini digger in, and you probably want to. In hindsight it would have been a quicker job, but for a day and a half of digging, it's free labour really if you do it yourself. So and a couple of bags of sand just to cover over that pipe once it was done. So yeah, £100 in money, and our flow rate has probably tripled, if not more. The pressure seems to be better as well, and obviously safer. We were getting quite a lot of impurities and flakes of pipe and metal and all sorts coming through into the tap filters. So, you know, nice clean NDPE pipe. We know we've got a nice fresh water supply coming into the house. So the reason we did this is because we were getting a new heating system, and with the new boiler and switching to a sealed system, flow rate was really important. So there'll be lots of videos coming up with the new biomass install and all the various technologies that we're putting in. However, this is a really simple job to do if you've got a bad flow rate, like a lot of older properties will have. This is one way you can improve it. You don't need to have tanks in the loft, you don't need to have pumps. This will get you a great flow rate and probably improve your pressure as well. So I hope that helped. Any questions, leave them in the discussions box below, and hopefully other people can help if they're a bit more technical questions, because I'm no expert, but you know, it's something great that a lot of people can do, and I'd encourage you to do it yourself. So I hope those 2 videos show you what's involved and kind of just prove that yes, you can do it yourself and it's not as scary as it might seem. So remember, if you can, do it yourself, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.